Hey everyone, Bandit here. Welcome to the channel. We're back in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we're going to do a flight today in the iniBuilds A300. We're here in Halle, or Leipzig, Halle, Germany. We're in DHL livery, and we're going to do a flight, real-world flight, call sign postman. It's going to be flying from Leipzig to Amsterdam, Schiphol Airport. If you're watching any of the coverage of Flight Sim Weekend, Microsoft just put out a update for the Netherlands and Belgium, and Schiphol was part of that. I did flight yesterday in Schiphol. I really didn't notice a lot of difference, but it is one of the bespoke airports, and yeah, so thought I was been doing some flights lately in this aircraft. iniBuilds recently updated it, and one of the features they added was Beyond ATC functionality with the sim. Yeah, so if you just go into your settings, you can now just select the Hoppy for VATSIM, say intentions, or Beyond ATC for doing the flight in the sim. So I've already imported my sim brief data here, and already loaded up the aircraft, so I just went to the weight and balance, and I just selected the custom cargo sim brief upload, and then I loaded it already. So we're already fully loaded in the aircraft. They're just finishing loading GSX outside, so let's get the airplane set up. Now, I'm by no means an expert in this airplane. I'm just going to set my altimeter there, and yeah, but I'll do the best I can. Did a flight on VATSIM yesterday from, it's another real-world flight. This is a great airplane to fly, actually, if you like doing these real-world cargo flights. They do a lot of short-haul flights in Europe, based out of Leipzig here. So, great little airplane to do some short-haul heavy ops with the cargo plane. Anyway, so let's get the IRS going here. So I went to the overhead here, and I already turned on the IRSs. They're all in that mode. We got the 3 on here. Already just going to turn on the crew auction. So basically get rid of all the white. So I'll put on my window heat. I'll turn my fuel pumps on. Or sorry, turn the window heat on and the fuel pumps on. And yeah, I'll get the pitot heat once we get going here in a little bit. Got the nav light is on. And so let's go down and get our, so once you load the air, do your sim brief flight plan, you can just go to the menu here and you go to ACARS, and you can just hit sim brief request, and it'll just request your flight plan and load it in. Now, the first few times I flew this, I didn't know you had to actually get the IRS alignment going by hitting align IRS on here. And that's going to get your IRS, because I was waiting for the IRS to align and nothing was happening, so I didn't realize you had to get that going there. So we got our flight plan EDDP to EHAM. That looks good. We got our winds already loaded in there. Go to the next page, and we need to put in our weights. So we'll just get that from the sim. So 0 fuel weight, 212. And if we just get up the payload up here, we'll just confirm that. So 0 fuel weight. Looks like it's a little bit off. I'll have to go back and double check in the sim that I actually loaded those in. So we got weight and balance, custom cargo. We'll update from sim brief. We'll load the aircraft. And we'll just finish the fuel load now. So let's see now. There we go. 297, 0 fuel weight. So let's go back and see how that looks. Nope, still a little off. Block fuel. Fuel is right. 0 fuel weight. 304. Oh yeah, we got 0 fuel weight to. Yeah, so that's pretty close. That's within 1,000 pounds or so. And then 304, and we got 304.7, 304.8. So that's pretty close. Get your CAG is the only last thing you need to fill in here, and you get that from down here. So your 0 fuel weight CAG is 30.8. So that takes care of all our NIT stuff there. I'm just going to clear these messages out. So that's our NIT, and then for our takeoff page, we'll have to go, let's go get some weather, and so we can go down to the MCDU here, and one thing we can do is we'll go to the menu, go to ACARS, AOC, and we can get our ATISs here. So we got ATIS, and it's just got EDDP, EHAM, so we'll just send for that. That should get it from Beyond ATC, because we have Beyond ATC selected, so we got departure ATIS for ATIS Delta. Winds 055 at 7 knots, Cav OK, 8 degrees, 1016, runway 8 right and 8 left in use. Transition level is 50. So that looks good. Read back all whole short instructions. Yeah, so that's our ATIS. So next thing we can do is go back. So we'll go back to AOC, pre-flight, and we can go in here and request our pre-departure clearance from Beyond ATC. So we're in Echo Delta Delta Papa. We're departing. I don't know why this doesn't fill in automatically from the flight plan, but it doesn't. EDDP, EHAM. We are at gate, just have to look on map here and see, we are at gate 407. And the ATIS was Delta. We can send that off. So there's our pre-departure clearance request. So we've got that sent off, and we should get a flash up here when it eventually comes in. So we're still in alignment there. Next thing we can do is we can wait for that to go through. Oh, we should hopefully it's coming in here momentarily. Oh, there we do have an ATC message. So we'll go down here, message received, just clear that out. And PDC clearance received, cleared to EHAM via runway 8 departure. The Orta 5 Echo, squawk 1000. ATIS Delta, when ready, call 121-805. Unable to revert to voice. So we'll accept that clearance, we'll send that. And so I'm just going to look in squawk 1000, so we'll put that in our squawk. And we'll go back to, it's going to be the Orta 5 Echo off of 8 right. Okay, so we can go back to our FMC. And let's go to flight plan. We'll go down to, we get EHAM, get our star. We're going to go off of, oh no, sorry. We're going to go back to, we're not going to EHAM, we have to go back to flight plan. EDDP said, we're going to go off of 8 right. And we are doing the Orta 5 Echo. We'll insert that. Go back to the flight plan. And let's go get those charts. And Navgraph charts here. EDDP, search for those. Get the airport chart. Pin that. So we're just parked over here. So we're just going to probably taxi out here. Take off runway 8 right. And the departure is going to be the Orteg 5 Echo. And Orteg 5 Echo goes off of here. Yep. So we'll just check the waypoints. DP 530, 532, 549. So we got 530, 549, 550, and Penham. Well, that's only for the 1 X-ray. So 530, 549, 550, and Penham. 210 knot restriction at 530 at the we'll check that. Max 210. That's on the 5 Quebec only, so that's good. So we got no speed restrictions, and then it's Penem, Gigub to Orteg. So Gigub and Orteg. So that looks good. So we got our departure in there. It says here our initial climb is to flight level 70. So once we get the okay, we have our alignment done on our, so we can turn on the pitch and yaw damper and the ATS, the auto throttle systems, I think that stands for. Once those are on, then we have our MCDU comes active. We can put it in our 5,000 feet. That looks good. The runway heading is initially going to be 082, so we can put that in for our heading. And we'll get our speed here momentarily. Okay, so that's our charts for the flight today. So we'll just brief this. So it's going to be the Ortec 5 Echo track 082 to DP 530, then to 549, 550 to Penem to get up to Orteg. We'll do that in nav mode, and initial climb up to flight level 70. Transition altitude is 5,000. And that's about all we need from the remarks there, so that looks good for the departure. Just to show you the Simbeef route here, I'll just get my navigaph up here and show you the routes overall. Yeah, so we're just here. That's the departure. That's our en route, and then we get the arrival into Schiphol there, and that's just looks like they're landing north right now. So we'll see what that's like when we get going. Okay, so we'll go back to the ground chart here. Now let's do our takeoff performance. So we got takeoff. We're going to be on 8 right. Takeoff runway available. I'm doing full length dry. We'll get the weather from the wind. Sim. There's our weight. We're going to do a 15-15 takeoff. I'll leave the air conditioning on. Anti-ice will be off. Force toga off, and then we'll calculate. We're going to do a flex takeoff of 58 degrees. Speeds are 161, 168, 171. And our trim is going to be 0.2 down. So we can go down to our takeoff page. And you just need to put the first 2 numbers in, which is 161, 168. So 161 and 168. And then the V2, you don't enter it in here, you just actually dial it in. So 171 is going to be our V2. So we put that up in the speed window. That looks good, and you can see it fills in right there. So our nav accuracy upgrade is complete. GPS primary mode, that looks good. So we'll have our takeoff page here. We'll have our flight plan page over here. And that looks good. So let's get our APU going. So I think our boarding should be complete. Got another cargo plane taxiing out there. So let's get our APU going. So we'll put the APU on. Hit the start button. While we're doing that, we'll get rid of our, close our door. So we'll close our main cargo door, close the other door. Parking brake is set, so we'll remove the chocks. And we'll just wait for the APU to come up to get the ground power away. And then it told us to go to 121.805 for ground, so we'll tune 121.805. Put that in ground. And so let's run some checklists. So before start, so cockpit preparation was completed. Fuel quantity is good. We have fuel on board of 26.0, and for the flight we need just under 26, so that's good. Takeoff data is set, landing elevation set, so that is over here, so it's 0 for Schiphol. Altimeters are set, anti-skid is normal, and anti-skid is normal. Windows and doors closed, so we should have all the doors closed. We'll get the beacon on. And I think we are good to go. So we're ready for the start. As soon as we got our APU, so APU is available. Don't forget to put your bleed on for the start. We'll disconnect ground power. And we'll go on to the ground equipment. We'll get rid of the GPU. Okay, doors are armed, and let's request the pushback.
German cargo 5E to heavy, contact Leipzig Tower 125.955, bye-bye. Over to Tower 125.955, German cargo 5E to heavy.
GSX to prepare for push to start.
Avanti 016 Delta, ramp 104, taxi via Hotel 5, November. Ramp 104 via Hotel 5, November.
So our call sign is Postman 1443 Heavy.
Postman 1443 Heavy. Request pushback and engine start.
Like my co-pilot's outfit.
Postman 1443 Heavy, Leipzig ground, pushback opposite. Face north.
Pushback approved, face north, so that's going to be...
Engine start approved. Face north. Postman 1443 Heavy.
Facing left there. We're just waiting for GSX to get its active gear. Nose right facing north on taxiway orange. Release our parking brake.
World Express 502 Heavy. Taxi for departure.
World Express 502
Yeah, it's a fun little airplane to fly, and since the update came out from iniBuilds, I've been flying it for the last week or so. Okay, to start, we're going to put the crank either in A or B, and then you see your start lights are armed there. And we'll say we've been cleared to start, so we'll start number 2 first. So 2. For the start valve to open. And yeah, you get this pitot heat fault. Normally I don't turn a pitot heat on this early, but I'll turn it on, clear that fault. That'll go away. It's telling me to put the probe heat on. Seems kind of early, but so I'm looking for 20%. We'll raise the start lever up, so the start lever is up. For light off. Nice short push back here. Go inside and hear the start. Yeah, pretty good sounds on the airplane. Okay, there's the start complete. Let's start. They just told me to set the parking brake, so I'll set the parking brake. And let's start number 1. Start valve is open. Looking for 20%. Okay, there's 20% coming up. Raise the start fuel switch there. The light off. I haven't done many night flights on the channel here, but these cargo flights are typically in the evening or overnight. Okay, looks like we have a good start. Starter cutout is good. We have the ground crew pulling away there. And let's go do our flow. So we'll set our flaps. We'll arm the speed brake. We'll put max for auto brake for the RTO. Flaps are coming down for a 15-15, so that looks good. We'll turn off the ignition, get rid of the bleed air, and we will shut off the APU. Then we can go into the checklist and do the after start checklist. So pitch trim, so we just go down and set this down here. So it was 2 down, so there's the marker there, so just a little bit down there. The pitch trim is set, rudder trim is 0. Spoilers are armed, flaps are 15 and 15 set. ECAM status checked, so we just have TCAS standby for now, that's fine, and parking brake is on. Those are okay. Engine anti-ice we don't need, and we got cleared from the ground crew, so we're ready to taxi. So we'll call taxi to the runway.
Postman 1443
Back to our chart here.
Ready to taxi to the active.
Postman 1443 Heavy, only 0 right, taxi via Zulu 1. 1, Victor, Sierra 4, Tango, Sierra 1.
Victor, Sierra 4, Tango, Sierra 1. So we'll head out this way.
Sierra 4, Tango, Sierra 1, Postman 1443 Heavy.
Okay, so pretty straightforward taxi. Just double check, we got the parking brake off. Yeah, so definitely a fun, kind of old school airplane to fly. It's kind of like the first Airbus, and a lot of them are used for cargo these days. And if you want to fly real world flights, this is a great base to fly out of. You can get this airport. I can't remember who makes it, but I purchased it on the marketplace. Pretty decent airport, and yeah, it's got lots of cargo ops out of here. All over Europe, short flights like to Milan, London, Schiphol. Like I said, this is a real world UPS or DHL flight.
Contact Leipzig Tower 125.955.
Over Cacao 125.955. World Express 502 Heavy.
All aircraft via Information Echo now current, QNH 016.
Okay, still 016, that's good. Yeah, Beyond ATC has been working fairly good for a lot of these flights. So it's nice to see that they put the CPDLC feature in this aircraft. I think they also have it in their 340. It'd be nice if they brought it to their 350. Yeah, they added a few features to the tablet, some options there for this airplane, and then they fixed some bugs and improved some performance, so definitely a fun airplane to fly. So we're going to make a right turn here on Tango and then head down. bit bumpy here. Okay, now we're taxiing, so let's go to the checklist here and get our 4 takeoff checklist. So flight controls, so we'll check those. Full forward, full back, full left, full right. Check the rudder, full left and right. Flight controls are checked, instruments are good, briefing's complete. We got speed V1, VR, V2, and flex temp set. So I didn't set the flex temp.
Elliot Parker, FaceTime video.
So the flex temp, I didn't get that set, but that was, if we go back to our takeoff, so that was flex of 58, so we can set that. So otherwise it'll be a full takeoff, so we can set flex and 58. There we go. I should have done that when I was entering the V2 speed, so we got that done. Back to the checklist. So flex temp set. Flaps and slats are set 15-15. Takeoff config. So we'll check the takeoff config. That button is down here, and you need to press and hold it. So it'll show up on the screen here. So takeoff config. So norm for takeoff is good. And then once we're clear for takeoff, transponder set, TCAS TRA, auto brake is max, and ignition we can put in continuous. So we'll set continuous now. We'll go down to the transponder and we'll turn on TARA. So TARA is set. And so transponder is set, TCAS is set, auto brake is max, and ignition set. So that's our before takeoff checklist to go. So we'll go back up to the chart. So we're going to go right to the end, Sierra 1, and then we'll put up the departure chart here. So I think we got everything set. Flight directors are good. One more thing I'm going to set is the modes I want to fly in. So right now it's heading and it's vertical speed alt. So I'm going to want to put, we're going to want to be in nav mode. So nav mode is armed. And I'm going to put a profile mode, which is going to be our normal profile climb mode here. So that should be pretty good.
Postman 144 heavy. Contact Leipzig Tower 125.955.
So we're coming up to our turn here.
Contact Tower 125.955. Postman 1443 heavy.
Okay, I think we're ready to go. So we'll let them know we're ready for departure.
Postman 1443 heavy. Ready to go. Runway 08 right.
Postman 1443 heavy. Leipzig Tower. Wind 055 at 8. Runway 08 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Okay, we're going to strobe light on.
Runway
Any light
08
on?
right. Cleared for takeoff. Postman 1443 heavy.
Clear to left. Clear on the right. Cleared for takeoff. Okay, we've advanced a little bit of power to about 40%. Gauge toga. You can see thrust mode becomes active when I hit toga. And we're looking for takeoff thrust. And thrust is set. 80 knots. And we're looking for airspeed of V1 161. Rudder's a little bit twitchy on this airplane. Doesn't make any calls for you. There's V1. Positive rate, gear up. Nav mode is armed. Okay, we'll get the autopilot on. Command 1. And it goes to profile mode, so it'll start accelerating.
Score 1000. Postman 1443 heavy.
Yeah, I don't know, there must be a bug or something that doesn't, so I'll start retracting the flaps here before we get going too fast. I always have to cycle that on this airplane for some reason.
Contact Leipzig departure 129.75.
Hey, we're above the S, so we'll go flaps up.
1443 heavy.
And flaps are coming up.
Leipzig, Postman 1443 heavy. Good evening, 2,600 feet.
Postman 1443 Heavy, Leipzig departure. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level
170.
170. Postman 1443 heavy.
Okay, so we got profile climb, nav mode, profile thrust. Get the gear lever off. Flaps are up. Let's do our after takeoff checklist. So after takeoff, flaps and slats retracted, gear is neutral, packs we never turn them off, and altimeters are still set. We're coming up through transition and we'll set standard. There's standard set over there. And I'll just 1013 as well. Standard set 3 times. So we're tracking up nicely. Cleared up to flight level 170. I'll probably shut the dome light off. Really don't need that on right now. Turn up our background lights here a little bit. Floodlights. Yeah, nice departure here out of Leipzig, Hale. Our cruise altitude is flight level 340. I think if you go to the Prague page, it'll give you the, so that's our cruise, that's our max, and there's optimum 330, so that's not bad. It's pretty close. Like I said, I'm not really super in-depth on this airplane. I can do enough just to get myself in trouble here. So we'll go the lights off. Through 10,000 feet. Seatbelts are off because we have no passengers. And the so that's good. We're at and icing range, but we're not in any cloud right now. It's all clear. So with that on, I would put the engine anti-ice on if we were in cloud, but we're not in cloud, so should be fine. Yeah, the night visuals look great in the sim. So we're above 10,000 feet, so when you're in profile climb mode, it's going to go to the scheduled profile climb speed above 10,000 automatically. So it's doing that right now. You can see on the chart here our top of climb. So in Beyond ATC, we can log in now with the center. We're getting up to a higher altitude here. So if I go down to the radio page here. We already did that. So let's go to our CPDLC. Let's log in. And it's Echo Delta Yankee Yankee is the region we're going to log into. And our origin is EDDP and EHAM. And login. So where you get that on your login is if you go to Beyond ATC here. If you go down, you'll see at the bottom of the so EDDP, select your comms here. And you got EDDY as the active center for when you want to log in.
Center on 125.8. Postman 1443 heavy. Bremen radar. Postman 1443 heavy. Good evening. Through flight level 146 for flight level 170 direct giga.
So we do have an ATC message.
1443 heavy. Bremen radar. Radar contact. Climb to flight level 340.
We're cleared to 340.
Climb to flight level 340. Postman 1443 heavy.
Okay, if we go down, we got a receive message. We can clear that. And we go back to the menu. And CPDLC. And the log. You can it's just telling us that our current unit is Bremen radar EDDYY. So good. That's good. So we're logged in. Now we can do everything via CPDLC in terms of altitudes and we want to go direct somewhere. So once we get up to our cruise altitude, I'll request something a little more direct down route here. Or maybe I'll just request direct Coomer now. So we got KUMER, so I'll just go on and request direct to there. So let's go to CPDLC, requests. And we're looking for Coomer, KUMER. So we want to go fix Coomer, KUMER. And request direct to Coomer. We'll send that off. We'll see what they say. We got an ATC message. We got a message, clear direct Coomer. Perfect. So we'll clear that. Go down to our FMC, flight plan, or sort of direct to, and we'll go direct to Coomer. And off we go. Simple as that. And you can request like altitude changes and stuff like that in the CPDLC, and it'll give us the frequency changes as we come into across to Amsterdam here. So definitely a nice nice feature to have. So while we're looking, let's go down and get some ATIS for Schiphol. So we'll go down to, under the AOC message, we can get the ATIS. We got EHAM, so let's send off for that. Comes in pretty quick. Normally it wouldn't be this quick in real life, but. So we got ATIS November, winds 0205 knots, so from the north, cavalcade 8 degrees, 1016, 36 right, 46, departing 36 left at 36 center. Transition level 030, bird activity, port advised you have information November. Okay, so November, just write that down. We got our flight plan here. I think it planned on 36 right for us, so we can start getting some charts for that. Nice, clear, beautiful night here in Germany. Yeah, the night lighting in the sim looks really good. So I've been watching some of the content from Flight Sim Weekend there. They had it just outside of Amsterdam. I can't remember the name of the town it was in, but it's probably wrapping up right now. But I watched some of the presentations online, and yeah, it was okay. Nothing too exciting coming down the pipe as far as I'm concerned. The kind of the things I was most interested in was the 787 that's coming out by, it was announced by a new startup called Vector, and they did a presentation, and the presentation sounded pretty interesting, and they said it would be available by the end of the year. So that's pretty impressive if they get that out. They've been working on it for less than a year, or just over a year, and they're fully planning on releasing a 787-900 by the end of the year. So definitely looking forward to that if it turns out to be pretty good. And then also, I was interested in some hardware. There's a company, startup company called Meridian GMT, and I use the Bravo, Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant. I've used that for quite a long time. I've had it for years, and it's been a great device, but it's getting, some of the switches are getting worn out. A couple switches don't work, and the throttle axis is a little finicky. I had to make some adjustments to getting out the end of the throttle. So I'll be looking for a new throttle down the road, and this Meridian GMT new throttle system they're proposing looks pretty interesting. So, but you know, I watched their presentation, and I didn't have much confidence in the person doing the presentation. It almost seemed like they were kind of disorganized. I know there's been delays in it coming out. I mean, it looks amazing on paper or in pictures, and the principle of the idea, because one of the things I like about the Honeycomb is I like having the 6-axis for GA. I like having the 6 throttle levers, or 6 axis for GA flying for twin engine airplanes. So you got your throttle mixture and your props, and so there's not many throttle systems out there that have that, and this new one, that's part of their gimmick, is they're going to have an Airbus configuration, a GA configuration with 6 axes, and we got an ATC message. So I was intrigued by it, but I didn't have a lot of confidence in their presentation, that's for sure. So contact Bremen Radar on 119.225, so we'll accept that.
Bremen radar, Postman 1443 Heavy. Good evening. Through flight level 270 for flight level 340.
Postman 1443 Heavy, Bremen radar, identified.
Okay, so we'll look at our flight plan. We've got the North 2 Alpha for 36 right. So we can go to our charts here. Get rid of these. Don't need these anymore. And we'll select EHAM. Go to the airport charts.
Shamrock 33 Whiskey, contact Bremen radar 125.1.
Center on 125.
So 36 right would work well for us. We're coming in from this direction, so and it's not as long a taxi as landing on 36 left over here. We're going to be parking down in this area right here, so if we land there, we clear off here. Got a nice, not too long of a taxi to go back into our parking. So that's the airport we're planning to come into.
Contact Bremen radar 125.
The arrival. Again, that is the North 2 Alpha. So the North 2 Alpha. That's pretty straight. We're coming in by Norco between 20 and 28, and it just takes us to our tip between 7 and 10, 250, as advised by ATC. And then the approach, if we look for the ILS 36 right,
Bremen radar, Balkan kwaliteit voor ineffectieve. Descending via engine wide fly.
there's the ILS 36 right. So we can pin that one. And you also need the, so the normal transition, so they have a transition from our tip for the approach, so it brings you in over the Schiphol beacon there and then back around like that. But they have a night transition. You need to use these at night. So we need the night transition for 36 right. For the RNAV transition for 36 right, so I think it's this one right here. So that would be the one we would want. So that would take us via our tip without having to go over ahead of Schiphol and then out and then back around. So it brings us in via our tip there. So you need that as well. And Beyond ATC will actually use those. So. Getting up to our cruise altitude. Yeah, so I flew this airplane yesterday on VATSIM. Got an ATC message. Contact Bremen Waiter on 1251, so we'll accept that, send that off. My trusty co-pilot will dial that up and switch to frequency for us. And for some reason they didn't do it, so 1251, so that's another thing, it doesn't always do it 100% in the aircraft, so 125.1. And then they should check in automatically.
Bremen radar, Postman 1443 Heavy. Through flight level 323 for flight level 340 direct to Norku.
It's pretty bad. I gotta do your job for you there, co-pilot.
Postman 1443 Heavy, Bremen radar, radar contact.
Okay, so we're coming up top of climb, so we're going to be at cruise for about 80 miles, so not for very long. It's not a super long flight. Yeah, so I flew this on VATSIM from Schiphol to Heathrow. Really short flight, and it was full coverage on VATSIM ATC. Yeah, it was a fun little plane to fly. Great, lots of great short hops for this airplane. Definitely challenging, for me anyway, because like I said, I'm not really tuned up on this airplane 100%. Like I said, enough to get me in trouble. Okay, we're just coming up to level off. So let's load some stuff in the box here for coming in. So we're going to select EHAM, the star. So we're going to do the ILS 36 right. And the transition we want is it's going to be the RTIP 1 Charlie. Oh no, that's not the right transition. I got the wrong one. Let's go back to approach. It's going to be the RTIP 2 X-ray transition. So I'll just pin that. So the RTIP 2 X-ray, and we are doing the Norca 2 Alpha, I believe. Yep. Norca 2 Alpha. Perfect, so we can insert that. And we're going direct to Norca now.
Good evening, Raymond Radar, Postman 25 Charlie Heavy, descending by approach.
So let's just check the waypoints on there. So we're coming in. So we got Norca between 28 and 20. So Norca, or sorry, that is Norca at or above 20, yep. And at or below 280, so that's good. Then we've got Sansa. We got a message here. It says busy flight. There's always something going on. And over to EDDU, so it's going to switch to EDDU. Will be our new controller, so that's automatically switching. Okay, so yeah, we got Sansa, Robus, Oscar, no restrictions with those, and then we've got RTIP max 250 between 7 and 10, but it might be different on the transition here. The transition is, yeah, between 7 and 10, 250, so same thing. So we got Sansa, Robus, Oscar, and then RTIP. And if we look at RTIP, we've got at or below 10, at or above 7, and speed 250, so that's good. And then the RTIP transition takes us in by inbound, AM 665, 667, 668. So inbound, no restrictions. 665, 667, 668, and then 669. 669 should be at 2,000 feet. So they don't have any restriction there. But it does have 2,000 feet on here. I'll just have to remember that because that's part of the approach. And then the approach is from 2,000 feet.
Center on 118.75, Postman 1443 Heavy.
Maybe it didn't auto log in to that.
Norman Radar, Postman 1443 Heavy. Good evening, flight level 340.
Okay, we're flight level 340. Good still.
Postman 443 Heavy, nun an Radar, Radarkontakt.
Okay, so that's laying the radar.
Postman 443 Heavy, nun an Radar, expect Norco 2 Alpha, runway 36 right.
The Norca 2 Alpha 36 right. Yeah, we'll accept that. Yeah, so it did make the switch over, so
Runway 36 right. Postman 1443 heavy.
it didn't do it in time for that handover, but that's fine.
Sky Moldova
So our current unit is
Contact Amsterdam Radar
made the switch to
119.5.
EDU. Okay, so now we need to set up the ILS. So we get 1195 and 001. So 1195 and 01. Our minimums were going to be 200 and we'll do category C, 228 above ground. So I'll put that in the rattle so we can put our minimums in, even though the weather is pretty good. So decision height, I'll put 230 here. Put it over here as well. Okay, let's check the waypoints from here. So after select the flight plan after (669), we got 636.
Postman 1443 Heavy, Norco 2 Alpha,
636.
36 right. Report ready for descent.
So we'll call them when we're ready. We got
North
another
2 Alpha.
20 miles to
Runway
go.
36 right. Call when ready. Postman 1443 heavy.
And then after 636, it should be 635. And that should be at 1,310 feet. So 635. Good. 636 is at 2,000, so that's okay. 637 as the missed approach, and 163. So 637 and 163. So all the waypoints look good. So we've got our navs tune minimum set, so we can brief the approach. So the approach is going to be the Norca 2 Alpha between 20 and 28, max 250 between 7 and 10 at our tip. And then we'll expect the transition.
Postman 1443 Heavy, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to
flight
250.
level 250. Postman 1443 heavy.
So when you, if you push down, pushing the up allows you to change, sorry, on the altitude, pushing the up allows you to change your by hundredths of feet instead of thousands of feet. Pushing down will activate the profile or arm the profile descent. I think if you push it twice, it actually will start the descent. Or it might just arm it. So I might actually need to get it going on my own here. So if I can do that at vertical speed, so I can go vertical speed, start a descent going, and then we'll eventually capture the path. And I'll arm the profile descent, get the profile descent going here. So profile descent down to 250, and then we got our vertical deviation there. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure how to get that going. That's the best way I know how to get it going on the descent early. Otherwise, it'll just arm it, and it'll wait till you hit top of descent to start the descent. Yeah, so we'll finish briefing the approach from our tip. We're going to follow this track onto the ILS, and it's just going to be the visual backed up by the ILS. So we got the visual, we got the 1195 set, 001 set. The FAF is at 2,000 feet. Minimums we set are 228. We set 230 for the rattle. Again, I'm not sure if this is correct, if I should set the rattle height or the DH on here, but I'll put 230 in there. That'll be safe. It's a little bit higher if it is the rattle, but we are visual conditions. And then missed approach is just straight ahead. We'll follow the LNAV track up to 163 and we'll climb up to 2,000 feet. We'll plan to land 36 left. We'll plan to exit at Echo 2, and then we'll plan to taxi hopefully down this way into the ramp here for parking. So that's our approach briefing complete. See, we're following the profile here, looking pretty good. So let's do our descent checklist. So signs, we don't need them on, but I'll just put the seatbelt sign on even though we don't have any passengers. Briefing is complete, ECAM status check, so we just have seatbelts on. Altimeters, the altimeter for the ATIS was, so if you want to go back down and find your ATIS, you can just go back to the log here for receive messages, and might not show them all here. Well, let's get a new ATIS and just update that anyway. So we get the ATIS, send. Still November, and it was 1016. And the transition altitude is 3,000 feet, so I'll put 1016 in the standby here for now. So altimeters are good, minimums are set, ignition, I'll just put it on continuous. And landing elevation is set. It's kind of hard to see, but it's set at 0 right there. So that's our approach checklist complete and landing checklist to go. Back on the arrival here.
Postman 1443 Heavy, descend to flight level 070.
Descend to flight level 070, Postman 1443 Heavy.
070, we're still in profile descent. On the profile looking pretty good. And a restriction in Norco between 28, that was good. So we get an ATC message. Handover EDDP. That might be an old one. Let's go to menu.
Witzer 9E2, contact Bosses Control 125 decimal.
Yeah, handover EDDY. EDDY, sorry.
Contact Brussels Control 125 decimal 0, Witzer 982 BB. Eurowings 9771, contact Lunan Radar Apo 128 decimal 55. Contact Lunan Radar Apo 128 decimal 55, Eurowings 9771.
Has anyone done any flights since they've updated the Amsterdam scenery? I thought they had done a Netherlands update previously, but they released one just the other day for the Flight Sim Expo that's going on there. Okay, so let's look at the descent page. So takeoff approach, I'll put in our MDA of 238 or 228. 217 I'll put in, because it is below sea level.
Postman 144 heavy. Contact Amsterdam radar 119.175.
Contact Amsterdam radar 119.175. Postman 1443 heavy. Bye bye.
Yeah, and here we got another one where it didn't make the switch automatically, so it's 19.175.
Good evening, Amsterdam radar, Postman 1443 heavy, descending via Norku 2 Alpha, flight level 214.
ATC message. Current unit EDDP, Amsterdam radar.
Amsterdam radar identified.
Perfect. I'm not going to be doing any more CPDLC communications probably anyway, but once we get the descent going here. Yeah, so I'm expecting once we get approach RTIP, it should clear us by the transition, which is the RTIP 2 X-ray transition. Clear for the approach. Yeah, so on the descent page, all you need to do is put in your MDA, and then you're going to get your approach speed of 137, and usually I'll just add 5 knots to that for my final speed. So I'm going to treat that as like a ref speed, and then I'll make it 142 for my target speed for the approach. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's what I've been doing with this airplane. Seems to be a reasonable speed for doing the approach.
Amsterdam radar, KLM 1969. Through flight level 163 for flight level 190. KLM 1969, Amsterdam radar, radar contact, climb to flight level 408. Climb to flight level 408, KLM 1969.
Yeah, so if I'm not
Amsterdam radar,
flying on VATSIM,
X-ray uniform.
I do like having Beyond ATC on, even though it doesn't work 100% all the time. It's just nice ambience in the background, makes the flight seem a little more realistic. And having the CPDLC capability now is a nice feature.
Expect unit 1 Alpha, runway 04. Expect unit 1 Alpha, runway 04, KLM 1969.
And if Beyond ATC goes off the rails, I'll usually just turn it off and restart it in whatever mode I'm in, descent, cruise, or whatever, and it might fix itself.
Amsterdam radar, KLM 933. Good evening. Out of flight level 138 for flight level 160 direct record. Postman 1443 heavy. Contact Schiphol arrival 118.405.
We're going to be direct RTIP here momentarily.
Contact Schiphol arrival 118.405. Postman 1443 heavy. Schiphol arrival, Postman 1443 heavy. Flight level 152 with information Oscar.
Postman 1443 heavy Schiphol arrival. QNH 1016 expect the ELS runway 36 right with the R2X transition.
QNH 1016 expect the ILS runway 36
So
right
1016 when we need
with the
it.
R2X transition. Postman 1443 heavy.
So they did give us the R2 X-ray,
Postman
so
1443 heavy. Clear direct RTIP. Cross RTIP at or above flight level 070. Cleared ELS runway 36 right.
Cleared direct RTIP. Cross RTIP at or above flight level 070. Cleared ILS runway 36 right. Postman 1443 heavy.
Okay, so we're clear the approach via the RTIP transition, via the RTIP to X-ray arrival. So we have the restriction in our FMS between 7 and 10. We are on the profile descent here, and we are on the path. So I'm going to select the altitude of 2,000 feet, which is the lowest altitude, to intercept the ILS. And then we should follow that restriction, and then we won't go below 2,000 until we get on the ILS. So I'll set 2,000 feet. And remember, transition is at 3,000 feet, so we still got a ways to go. So I'll just let it fly in VNAV all the way along this profile here. And it does a pretty good job in maintaining the path, this aircraft. Yeah, so we'll follow this route. Intercept the ILS, and yeah, pretty good. Profile speed is selected as well, so it should slow us down when we get down to 10,000 feet. We have to be 250 here. You can see the red dot right here for us to slow down anyway. So our target speed is just under 280, and it should drop down to 250 here momentarily. So you can see now it's dropped down to 250, coming up to 10,000 feet, so I'm going to put the landing lights on. Seatbelts are on, no, we don't need them. And I don't think there's any checklist for just a landing checklist to go. So 10,000 feet, looking good. A little bit high, but yeah, 10,000 feet. Cross an R-tip, and then we just continue on the profile descent there. I'll help it get slowed down here. So speed breakout. A little bit above the path, so I'll catch us back onto the path there. We're back at 250. We're back on the path. Speed is good. And speed brake back in. Pretty flat here in Holland.
On arrival, Postman 21 goes heavy. Good evening. Flight level 116, we have Oscar on board.
So let's just do some landing data here. I didn't get that done yet, but we're going to be landing on 36 right. Just sync all the weather. No extra speed. Dry conditions. I'll do a full flap landing, so 30-40. Manual. I'll do auto brake low. We'll calculate, so that'll be factor distance of 8,000 feet. So that looks good. So that's 8,000 feet. So we go to our runway. That's auto brake low. If I go to the charts. We can see 36 right is it's not really showing where it is. Oh, 11,000 feet, yeah, no problem. So that should easily get us stopped by Echo 2, auto brake low. So I'll set that when we, I don't think I can set it yet. Oh no, I can't put it on low right now. There we go. I think once you loaded the approach, maybe you can't do it any earlier, but so auto brake is set for low. Good. Got a speed of max 180 here at 668 as well. Let's see if that shows up. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get some flap out before we get there for that. We got a speed max 220 there, and that's no problem. We got that shows up, and we got 220 bugged right now, so it's looking okay. I'll actually help it slow down here a little bit. So 220 is above the green dot, so we don't need to select any flaps yet. But to slow to 180, we're going to have to put some flap out for sure.
Descent to flight level 060, Postman 21 Golf Heavy.
Okay, we're back on the path. Speed is looking good. Just put the speed brake back in.
Schiphol arrival, KLM52 Lima, flight level 126 with the numbers.
So it's 668 where we have to be at 180, so right here. So we still got a ways to go for that.
KLM52 Lima Schiphol arrival, QNH1016 expect radar vectors 4ELS runway 36 right.
I don't know if there's a placard for the flap speeds here.
QNH1016 expect radar vectors 4ELS runway 36 right, KLM52 Lima.
KLM52 Lima, descend to flight level 080.
Flight level 080, KLM52 Lima.
Postman to 1 Golf Heavy, descend to flight level 055.
Okay, our speed reduction is just ahead of there, so looking pretty good.
Postman to 1 Golf Heavy, 13 miles from M636, turn right, heading 350, maintain 2,000 feet until established, cleared ELS runway 36 right.
Turn right, heading 350, 2,000 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 36 right, Postman 21 Golf Heavy.
We got 10 miles to go till we have to slow down. Lots of traffic around in Schiphol here. These guys are landing on runway 6 or runway 4 maybe. Okay, I'll put out the first stage of flaps, which is just going to be the slats to 15. That'll take us down to the S speed. But we still need to get down to 180, so I'll have to put at least one more notch of flap out.
KLM52 Lima, Schiphol arrival, expect radar vectors, ELS runway 36 right.
Expect radar vectors, ELS runway 36 right, KLM52 Lima.
KLM52 Lima, descend to flight level 049er.
Descend to flight level 049, KLM52 Lima.
Okay, so we need to start slowing down here.
KLM52 Lima,
Acceleration bug is
7 miles
not
from
too
M636,
far ahead of that,
fly
so
present heading, maintain 2,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared ELS
I don't want to put another
runway
notch of flap
36
out yet.
right.
Fly present heading 2,000 feet.
Dial the speed back on my own here, so I'll put it back to 180.
Postman to 1 Golf Heavy, contact Schiphol Tower 119er decimal 23.
Breakout.
Over to tower 119.23, postman 21 Gulf Heavy, bye-bye.
And I'll just go level change, get the speed back to 180. Oh, it's not letting me do that. Get another notch of flap out. Now the speed's going back to 180. Oh yeah, that's because I didn't have it till 668, which is up ahead here, so that's good. Okay, we're looking good. A little bit high. We're at 2,000 feet, so I don't know why it shows we're high on the profile. Kind of strange. Okay, so I need to select ILS active on these instrument display there, so ILS is ready to go, so we can arm the approach. And I'll arm the approach once we're established inbound on the intercept here. Okay, so to arm the ILS, you hit land. You'll see glide slope and loc are armed. And then when they come in, they should capture. We're already at 180 knots. We're at 2,000 feet. I need to set my altimeter. I forgot that. So 3016. Set twice.
Postman 1443 Heavy.
Locus captured.
Schiphol Tower 119.23, bye-bye.
See the runway
Over
up
to
ahead.
tower 119.23, postman 1443 heavy. Schiphol Tower, postman 1443 heavy. ILS runway 36 right.
Okay, we'll get the gear down.
Postman 144 Jerry Heavy, Schiphol Tower,
Roger, postman 1443 heavy.
Schiphol Tower, KLM 52
And
Lima, ELS runway 36 right.
it's a glide slope captures. I think the speed window will open up and then we'll set our 142 will be our approach speed. We go 142. Sets 137 automatically, but
Roger, KLM 52 Lima.
now I go full flaps. We got flap 30, 40. Gear is down and locked. So let's do the landing checklist. Landing gear is down. Auto brake. Let's arm the auto brake. Is armed. Anti-skid is on.
Postman 2, 1 hold.
Flap slats are set. Spoilers are armed. So we're all good to go. Auto brake is low.
Next available taxiway, postman 21 Gulf Heavy.
And we were told to continue. Yeah, so 142, you see we're just above the red band there, so I could kind of adding 5 knots to the rough speed there.
Postman 1443 Heavy, wind 360 at 3, runway 36 right, clear to land.
Okay, clear to land.
Runway 36 right cleared to land. Postman 1443 heavy.
Up to 1,000 feet, so check, set this approach altitude, 2,000 feet set, we're clear to land. So I'm just going to disengage the auto throttle. Auto throttle's in manual. Just keep an eye on my speed there. 500 feet. Now disengage autopilot. Minimums continue. Touchdown. Reversers. Reverse green. Get on the brakes. Auto brake disarm. .60 knots coming up. Still the reversers.
Postman 144 Terry Heavy. Exit next available taxiway.
And we'll exit the left here.
Exit next
Welcome
available
to
taxiway.
Schiphol.
Postman 1443 Heavy.
I did a flight here yesterday since the new update, and I really didn't notice a massive improvement.
KLM52 Lima.
It is a bespoke airport for the sim.
Runway 36 right cleared to land.
So we'll get cleared, we'll go landing lights off, taxi light on,
36 right cleared to land.
strobe light off.
KLM52 Lima.
We'll stow the speed brake. Get the flaps retracted.
144 Terry Heavy. Contact ground 121.56.
Ground 121.56. Postman 1443 Heavy.
And I'll turn on the APU. And we'll request, so 12156. I don't know why I didn't switch there automatically. 21156. Request taxi to assigned cargo ramp.
Postman 1443 Heavy. Request taxi to assigned cargo ramp.
Postman 144 Terry Heavy. Ram Sierra 9 to taxi via Bravo. Alpha 9, Alpha, Alpha 8, Sierra 7, Sierra 7 Whiskey. Hold short, runway 06.
Ramp Sierra 9-2 via Bravo. Alpha 9, Alpha, Alpha 8, Sierra 7, Sierra 7 Whiskey. Hold short, runway 06. Postman 1443 Heavy.
So we're clear here, and it's got us going Bravo over to Alpha.
KLM52 Lima. J Charlie 9 taxi via Echo 2. Alpha 11.
I think it might be taking us in here actually, we'll have to see. Oh sorry, we landed here, we're coming down here, so Bravo, Alpha 9, and then
Alpha 8, Alpha 5.
Alpha 6, holding short at Sierra 6 right here, yeah, so there's where we're going. It's the trickiest part of flying is taxiing around these airports at night. So a hard left here. Yeah, so I'll get the APU going while we're, so we'll start the APU. Yeah, I just got it mixed up. We didn't land on this one, we landed on this one here, so it was Alpha 9 in at Alpha, Alpha 6, and then hold short at Sierra 6 there. there's Alpha 9 coming up. Remember one time I landed at Schiphol, and I think it's the longest taxi I've ever had in my life. Very confusing. So I'll make a right turn here. Whoop. Keep going, buddy. He should have told one of us to upload short there, but that's one of the things about Beyond ATC. They're not perfect with that. Okay, and then we're coming up here to Sierra 6, and we'll hold short of the runway up here. Call up waiting to cross.
Postman 1443 Heavy, waiting to cross 06.
Postman 1443 Heavy, cross runway 06 at Alpha 13. Continue taxi via Sierra 7 Whiskey, Sierra 8, Sierra.
Cross runway 06 at Alpha 13. Continue taxi via Sierra 7 Whiskey, Sierra 8, Sierra, Postman 1443 Heavy.
Perfect. So we're just continuing along here into the ramp to our parking spot. Check, make sure the APU is available. It is. Got our flaps are up, so we can do our after landing checklist. Wait till we're on the straightaway here. Yeah, so I did a day flight yesterday out of Schiphol here, and it was part of the update. Like I said, before it was a bespoke airport, and I didn't see much change from the last few times I've flown out of Schiphol here. Still a pretty good airport. Still got some of these bumps on the taxiway and stuff like that. Okay, so the after landing checklist, slats and flaps are retracted, transponder. I'll just leave it where it is for now. We'll shut it off when we get there. Weather radar's off. We never turned it on. Spoilers are disarmed. And the APU started, so we are good to go. And I think we are the third spot on the left up here. Just gonna make sure GSX got the same spot. Should be S92. Yep, gate S92. Yeah, you can see it's still a little rough on the taxiways here. So I don't know if they made much improvement to this airport, but so I'm not sure if we're before that aircraft there or after it. There's a S94. That's us right here. There's our marshaller. stop, park and brake. Okay, I'll put the transponder in standby. APU is available. We'll go cut off. The belts are off. Beacon off. Put this off. Put the AP bleed on. Get some air going here. Shut all the fuel pumps off. And the pitot heat off. And let's do our parking checklist. So AP bleed is on. Engines are off. Differential is 0. Lights and signs are good. Fuel pumps are off. Window probe heat is off. Parking brake and shocks. So parking brake is set. So we'll request GSX to deboard. And go to the doors. We'll disarm all doors. Open the main cargo. Put in the chocks. Give ourselves a GPU. And welcome to Schiphol. Well, that was a fun little flight to do in the A300 here. Definitely a fun little airplane to fly. If you don't own this airplane, it's on for 25% off right now at iniBuilds. So definitely a pretty solid aircraft, I think, to fly in the sim. Still, like I said, I'm not 100% qualified to fly this airplane, but I can get through it more or less. So definitely a lot of fun to fly. Hope you enjoyed the flight today. If you did, take time, hit that like, share, subscribe, sign up for notifications, and you'll see videos like this when I put them out in the future. And yeah, I think we'll get back into some GA flying after this. It's always fun to fly one of these old airliners every once in a while. Again, looking forward to some of the new products coming down the line. That A220 would be nice when that comes out, 757. Saw that presentation by Vector for the 787 at Flight Sim Expo there. It looked pretty good. So yeah, it'd be nice to get some more planes in the sim. Anyway, until next time, we'll see you next time on the Bandit Flight Simmer channel. Bandit out. Thanks for joining me, and have a good day.